Hello, welcome to Anime Mystics. I'm Roman, and tonight I am watching Maid episodes 9 and 10. Just like with Hinamaru Sumo, I am just going to watch both of these episodes back to back, seeing as how I skipped episode 9 last week due to, well, me being in the process of moving. And I don't want to have to watch 3 episodes, maybe even 4, to try to catch up. So, gonna do 9 and 10 this week. So last episode that I watched, episode 8, we had Midori, Tsubame, and Misha still work, Midori and Tsubame are still working at Misha's house. But it's, Midori's last, I think, week or something. We find out that Misha has actually been checking in with her dad to see if maybe they could keep Midori on. She actually seems to want to keep her around as a maid. Because despite the fact that she's does not know how to cook, is a masochist, she does seem to like her a little bit. Plus, kind of helps her when she's around and Tsubame is trying to do her normal stuff. Anyway, we find out in this episode that Midori, her family is rich. Because they had brought a car to pick her up, to take her back to the hotel that she's staying at. Her family owns the hotel. And her hotels, well, her family's hotels, at least this one, had, or has, an aquarium and, I think a water park or a pool or whatever inside of it. Misha heard of these hotels and wanted to go. Because she wanted to go to the aquarium and stuff the next day. Because Midori was leaving for the night. We also find out that Midori does not like fancy things. She was not happy with her family trying to groom her into the next head of the household so that she could take over the family business when the time comes. Instead, she got them to push that responsibility onto her brother. So the dad agrees to let Misha go if it's all right with Midori, which she said fine. But because Misha was going there with Midori, Tsubame said that she was going too. Excuse me. So all 3 of them went. When they get to her room, you see a tent set up next to the bed. Because Midori, again, does not like fancy things. She cannot sleep in this bed. She prefers the tent. In fact, she says she told her family that she would be okay sleeping next to the trash. But they weren't having that. They compromised with the tent. Anyway, they're getting ready for bed. Misha's in, it's a huge, king or maybe even larger sized bed. And Tsubame is in there as well. And Misha tells Midori, hey, you gotta sleep between us in case she tries something. So she reluctantly agrees and gets in between Misha and Tsubame, which causes her nose to bleed because, one, we know she's in love with Tsubame, so she's looking at her as she's sleeping and her nose just starts going. Not only that, again, she does not like fancy things, and I think she says later on, after she wakes up and her entire pillow is covered in blood, basically, all this part of her face. Her arms are blue, her feet are blue, her face is going pale because she's lost so much blood that her body seems to be rejecting the nice things in the apartment. Meanwhile, Tsubame is up on a chandelier trying to take photos of Misha. Typical Tsubame. So they go to breakfast, and Midori starts bleeding all over her food. Oh my god, it was so gross. It looked like she had a steak or something, and just blood just started pouring all over it. It looked like ketchup. Because they just show the steak and red started pouring on it. So you think maybe she's pouring some ketchup on it. Nope. They cut to her and her nose is just bleeding all over it. After that, they go to the aquarium. Then they go to the pool where Midori is trying. She's got herself tied up with like a brick or like a cinder block or whatever tied to her feet as she's in the pool. And she nearly drowns. I think Tsubame saved her, or one of the lifeguards there saved her. But they ended up having a good time. Actually, it wasn't the final week. It was the last couple of days. Or the last day for her. But anyway, once they were done, they took Misha home. And Misha again, apologized for not being able to keep her on as a maid. That her dad can't afford both her and Tsubame. And she said it was okay. And she went on her way. But the next day, we find out, or at least maybe not the next day, but they cut to a different day where we see that Midori has moved in next door. She bought the house and has started her own business, cleaning business, because it seems to be like one of the only good things she could do is clean. So she started a cleaning service. So she goes to like businesses and properties and cleans them to make money. So we're probably going to see more of her. That was the majority of the episode. The last maybe, I'm not even going to say half, 8 minutes or so, was like a short thing where Tsubame noticed that Misha's underwear was stolen. She screams when this happened, and Midori jumps over to the other side to see what was wrong. Then Misha comes up, and that's when she tells them. And Misha's like, Midori, call the police, because she's the one that did it. And she's like, no, I swear to God, I didn't do it. And they're trying to break down what happened. It's like a mystery type of thing. Turns out she did it, but it was by accident. She was hanging up the clothes, and she didn't want to just leave them there for any pervert to just steal, so she put them in her pocket to go and answer the door because there was a delivery. She took the package and just forgot that they were there. Then the next portion of it was Tsubame's underwear was stolen. Or missing. And they're trying to figure out where that went. Only to find out that the little hamsters that Misha has took them. And are like sleeping in them. Like under the table. And that's where it ends. It was a funny episode. Anyway, I don't know what's going to happen in these two. So let's get into it. Sorry, still kind of getting over a cold. So if I cough here and there, I apologize. Okay, so the video is going to be located over here. And the link to the reaction is going to be in the description down below. There we go. And we're going to start this episode in 3, 2, 1.